Welcome back to Mulberry Branch Farm. It's me and the hubs out here. He's playing with the dog. But we're actually getting ready to clip our Muscovy duck flight feathers. And I'll just show it from yesterday. This is why. So I just happened to be looking out my window. And Mark said, "Are those ducks supposed to be there?" What are you guys doing there? Your girls are all over there. Good sirs, I implore you. Why are you out? Why are you out? You're so handsome though. What about you showing your little mohawk? Huh? What are you doing out? You guys? Oh, really? Is that how you feel about it? Is that how you feel? Huff, huff, huff. Waggle that tail. They're so funny. Look at him waggle his tail. I love it. Huff, huff, hiss, hiss. What about you? What about you? Obviously, you still have flight feathers. What about you? They're so mad. Look. They're so mad. Like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. They just walk and huff and hiss and waggle their butts. Why have I not had ducks earlier than this, guys? Huff, 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 hiss, 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 huff, hiss, 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 huff. Guys, go back towards your friends. They're right there. Whoa, I'm going to get ya. So I guess my male's wings are not clipped. I could have sworn one of them had clipped wings, but I guess not. So I guess I know what I get to do tomorrow morning. Ma'am, you keep flying up on these too here lately. Are you perturbed by the ducks? Are you perturbed by the ducks? So yesterday, our Muscovy drakes led us on quite the adventure. Like, it took me, what, 20 minutes to get them back in?
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad. That was the second time they've gotten out, and I could have sworn when we got them that they had clipped flight feathers. But apparently, there's still a little bit left on there. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably herd them all into this room, and let me close this door so that they're easy to get a hold of and we can kind of separate who's had their wings clipped and who hasn't. Come on. Come on, guys. Everybody, everybody, everybody. Everybody, everybody. I'm gonna kind of just put, and now you kind of come in closer. Keep coming. It's quite the stance you got there, dude. Nope. Face this way. This way. Got him? Go this way. Go this way. Go over and you guys remember that whole video where like they're easy to herd? I think we're gonna have to just like catch them.
Okay.
Duckies! So some of them are clipped. We can kind of tell. So right now we have one female left in there with the Ross's goose. Oh my God. I'm fat, so I'm out of shape. We definitely need to clip the drakes, 100%. But the reason we put them in here is so we can catch them one by one and check to see if their flight feathers are clipped. And if not, we're gonna clip them. I actually like to do it on both. For the males, we're doing it on both wings because they're flying up and over like an 8-foot fence. So I don't think the Premier One electric 4-footer will hold that. Yeah, so we're gonna try to catch and clip feathers. I know some people do not like it when other people clip duck feathers.
Claws too.
They do. They have some major claws, especially that extra back claw that we talked about. That's why we both have long sleeves on. So we're gonna catch one and clip.
Here, you want to show the claws real quick?
So, you know, the claw he's talking about, as you can see, here, hold on. You can see he's got that one extra claw here on the back, and it is very sharp. Yeah, look at them, look at them.
Yeah.
Like he's a dinosaur. You're a dinosaur, dude. So I'm actually just gonna grab one wing and pull it all the way out. And we're actually gonna take him up to these secondaries. I'm just gonna cut straight across.
Cut me.
I'm not gonna cut you.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful not to go too far up and actually like cut them.
So that's good now.
I'll just take all of this out of there. Okay. I'm just gonna take him right through here. This will be enough where he can kind of flap and move around, but he won't be able to. Hey now, hey now. I don't know if you can adjust him. There we go. Here, buddy, pull this.
Hello.
Okay. I'll be quick. Make sure you have good scissors for this too. I'm finding.
They are thick ones.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, I will go ahead and open this back up, and he can go out with his lady dog. Okay, you're okay. Oh, it's easier if you go that way.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
It's just because they've got, you know, flight feathers have to be strong to lift that big old body, especially. And he was the problem yesterday. This black boy was the one. Woo! Look, he's got me completely
hooked.
Completely hooked. So. There we go. Okay. I'm just looking at, and it looks like most of the females were clipped because females are more likely to fly than the males, but our males are showing they're pretty good. She's been clipped.
There's one.
Yeah, and she's actually looks like she's been clipped a little bit on both sides. So that's sometimes a good way to check. You'll just be able to see there's like a nice line across, which he probably thought the males couldn't fly because they're so heavy, but them boys can fly. Okay, she's good. Well, nah, one should be good enough on the girls.
Okay.
And while I'm saying one should be good enough, you may have one that's a better flyer. So, so it's important to kind of, if you find one out and it hasn't had its wings clipped or it's had one clipped, go and just do the other one just to keep them. It's to keep them safe. If they get out of their enclosure, they're more susceptible to predators. We keep them in enclosures for a reason, and they've been just about domesticated anyways. One's good for her. She's fine. So probably would have been a lot better when we first brought our Muscovies in to check that, but he said he had clipped wings, so. And
they, for the most part,
for the most part, most of them were. I think there was only, what, 2 females that didn't and the 2 males.
Mm-hmm.
And usually people won't cut their males' flight feathers for Muscovies because they get so large. But these guys have obviously proven twice that they have the will to get out, regardless of their rather large stature. So we went ahead and caught them. And again, I know some people do not agree with trimming their flight feathers, but we want to keep them here. These guys are actually going to be a source of income. So they're going to provide us chicks, which we can sell, eggs we can sell or consume ourselves, meat that we can either sell or consume ourselves. We can even sell older breeding stock if we no longer feel like that duck belongs in our flock. So the reason that we're clipping those feathers is if they get out of this enclosure and let's say like we don't notice or we miscount at night when we finally get to put them up in their duck house, then that animal is out and can be taken down by a predator, which is a complete loss for us. And really, like on a homestead, that's you're kind of working for that. You're working to be sustainable, so those animals sustain us. So to protect them.
And we've bought these ducks, and they've already lived somewhere else. So this isn't really their home yet.
Yeah, this isn't their home. So we really want to kind of keep them in one area. That's why we've kept them in the kidding lean-to of our barn and have allowed them an outside run. Eventually, they'll go into their duck pen. I'm really hoping to start setting that up next week. But for right now, I just don't want them to get out and be afraid. They're not used to our dogs. Our dogs are out with our livestock all the time. And while June probably wouldn't feel too much of a predatory drive, Django, the small one, when things flail or flap, chickens too, he gets excited and he will try to play with them. He doesn't really try to hurt them. He just gets really excited. So I don't want to have a loss, and honestly, I don't want to give my dog a bad habit, because when they get too excited, it doesn't matter how close I am or how loud I yell.
If we start hatching them on the farm and have new ducks, you know, I don't think you'd have to clip them, because I think they would. No,
I think they get used to their home range, and eventually.
Because he didn't have a lot of his clip that he wasn't selling.
And he didn't have them in like a very high walled fence. I know they're trying to get out because there's all this stuff to graze. So the end game for these guys is we want them to free range, which is why with the females especially, I've left one wing with feathers, because if they need to get away, that will help them get. Whereas the males, I mean, I hate to say this, but for most livestock, males are easier to replace than females. Nobody wants to get rid of their breeding females, but they've always got an excess of roosters, bucks, drakes, bulls. I mean, it's really a lot easier to find male breeders than female breeders. So that's why we clipped both of their wings. Not to mention, like, they're pretty formidable on their own, like with their size and those extra claws. Like, that one female caught me like real hard.
They weren't bad to catch and clip, as you
No,
saw.
they really weren't. They were just riled up. They knew we were getting ready to do something, and they're not completely used to us either. So, oh, and I wanted to give you guys like an update with the Ross's goose, because I know some of you had voiced some concern with the Ross's goose being integrated.
You guys probably saw him running around in there with the ducks. So.
Yeah, he's the first couple of days, like, that goose did not know what to do with himself. He stayed away. They weren't mean to him and they weren't beating him up or anything, but you could kind of tell, like,
awkward introductions.
He was a little unsure.
He was a little different.
Not to mention, like, that's a Ross's goose and these are Muscovy ducks. Well, there's a lot of debate whether Muscovies are actually ducks or more closely related to geese.
It's still different.
It's still different, and they're still different body language. And I mean, like, he doesn't bob his head and hiss or anything or coo like the girls do. So you basically put him in with a bunch of foreign speaking relatives that he's trying to get along with. So the first couple of days, like, he didn't want anything to do with them, but I actually locked them in with him for what, 2 days? I didn't let them out in the outdoor run, and then it seemed like those 2 days locked in with him, like, he integrated in with the flock, so he seems a lot happier. Now that doesn't mean he's going to stay. I will not clip his wings again, but I do have to wait until he molts, or she. I don't know. Yeah,
we haven't really looked into too hard if he's a male.
No, and I'm kind of waiting for the ducks to tell me if he, like, tries to go after a female, or if the males try to assert dominance over him by mounting.
He's definitely adapted well with the ducks now.
Yeah, he's right in there with them. He likes to be with them. You can tell, like, when they go out and come back in, he still hasn't figured out how to come into a run, and I don't want him to figure out how to come into the run because he's a wild animal that we're just rehabilitating. So I'll have to go out and grab him, but you can tell, like, he's fearful when they're not with him. So to me, that's a pretty clear sign that he's bonded with them, which is really, really good. But I'm gonna go ahead and feed them some treats. So a lot of people have said they like fruits, and I'll probably feed them in their outdoor run just to see, like, what they prefer if they go out there. Do you think they'll go in the outdoor run? I can herd them out there.
Yeah, I think they'll
figure it out. So I'm gonna give them some really finely sliced up cubed apples, some cut up broccoli, and some lettuce, and we're gonna see if they like it. And then we're gonna reveal what the names for our drakes are. Because apparently they're becoming stars with their antics, so they deserve names. So
hang tight for that.
Yeah, let's get to it. You guys can see he's got the medley. So underneath all of that, there's got some apples and
nice
things.
Tossed salad.
Yeah. So look, he's got something down there for you. So I brought their regular pelleted feed too to kind of throw in there, just to encourage, like, the free ranging. Yay. Just no, goat, no, Willow, no, Willow. Willow. At least they are vertically challenged, and that will keep her busy for a little bit. So a lot of you in our initial video on why we brought Muscovies onto our homestead gave us some really great name suggestions. Do I smell good?
Yeah, you do.
Thank God, after I just been catching ducks, I still smell good. So the two winning names are Squiggy
and Sir Quackers.
Yes, so I'm gonna go with the black one being Sir Quackers, because he seems to be like the alpha and
more class.
Yeah, he's got a tuxedo, so he's a sir. And then our brown and white one is Squiggy. So thank you guys so much for naming them. that's gonna be it for today. The snacks were a total bust.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to pay
I
attention
think
to
we
them.
got them too worked up
Yeah,
chasing them. So
they're like,
not
you guys are
yeah.
still out here and we're not taking our eyes off of you. So we're gonna go ahead and close this one up, guys. Thanks so much for being here with us. If you found yourself enjoying the video, make sure that you leave us a like, drop us a comment, and subscribe. But until next time, guys, make sure you're being safe out there and staying healthy. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Chin.